In The Meaning of Life, a work by the team at the School of Life, the pursuit of understanding our purpose in life is examined through the lenses of philosophy, psychology, literature, and art. The book is structured around the central idea that the search for meaning is not a single answer to be found, but a journey that we must each navigate individually. It begins by acknowledging the common human tendency to search for meaning in life, which often leads us to question our existence and our place in the world. The text emphasizes that the meaning of life is not an objective truth, a fixed destination, but something that each individual must interpret through their personal experiences, reflections, and connections with others. Rather than relying on external answers, such as religious or societal prescriptions, the School of Life encourages readers to engage deeply with their inner world, their passions, and their desires to construct their own meaning. In doing so, the book suggests that meaning emerges organically from self-awareness and introspection. From the outset, the book rejects the idea that life's meaning is something that can be given or easily understood in one sitting. Instead, it provides a perspective that meaning evolves and changes with time. This view draws heavily on existential philosophy, with the notion that we are responsible for creating meaning in an otherwise indifferent universe. It challenges the notion of waiting for a grand, external revelation about the purpose of life, instead proposing that we must take responsibility for defining our own narratives. Drawing on thinkers like Soren Kierkegaard, Friedrich Nietzsche, and Jean-Paul Sartre, the book argues that meaning is not something that is handed to us, but something we must actively create. It suggests that embracing the struggle and the uncertainty of life allows us to build something significant from our personal challenges and experiences. In this view, suffering and hardship are not inherently meaningless, but can provide the raw materials for meaning-making, growth, and personal development. One of the key points in The Meaning of Life is the idea that happiness is not necessarily the goal of life. Rather than seeking a life of constant pleasure or avoiding pain, the book suggests that the deeper meaning of life is found in engaging with complexity and difficulty. It draws attention to the importance of living authentically, which often involves confronting uncomfortable truths and making difficult choices. This authentic engagement with life requires embracing both the joyous and painful aspects of existence, acknowledging that they are interwoven. The book also looks at the role of relationships in the pursuit of meaning. Human connections, it argues, are fundamental to our sense of purpose. We are social beings, and our interactions with others allow us to create bonds that transcend individual existence. In particular, love, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, is a central component of meaning. The book emphasizes that relationships are not always perfect, but they are vital in giving us something larger than ourselves to care about. These connections allow us to move beyond the individual and engage with something bigger, be it other people, a cause, or a shared sense of purpose. It also explores how work and creativity contribute to our sense of meaning. Work, in this context, is not just about earning money or achieving career success, but about engaging in a purposeful activity that reflects our values and passions. The book invites readers to consider how their work or creative pursuits can align with their broader sense of purpose. It suggests that when we are able to pour ourselves into something meaningful, we experience a deep sense of fulfillment and connection to the world around us. The search for meaning is also closely tied to the concept of legacy. The School of Life explores how many individuals find purpose in leaving something behind, whether it's through family, creative contributions, or societal impact. This idea of legacy ties into the broader human desire to know that our lives have mattered and that we've made a difference in some way. The book encourages readers to think about what kind of legacy they wish to create, and how their actions today can contribute to a more meaningful future for others. The book then considers the role of mindfulness and attention in the search for meaning. In our modern, distracted world, it suggests that one of the keys to living a meaningful life is the ability to pay attention, to notice what truly matters, to be present in the moment, and to reflect on our feelings and experiences. In contrast to the fast-paced, goal-oriented culture that often dominates modern life, the School of Life emphasizes the importance of slowing down and cultivating mindfulness, which allows us to engage more deeply with our own lives and the lives of others. Another key idea presented is the importance of creativity in finding meaning. Creativity, according to the book, is not just about artistic expression, but also about how we approach life. It is about approaching challenges with curiosity, problem-solving with innovation, and thinking about the world in new and novel ways. The ability to create, whether through art, work, or personal relationships, brings a sense of ownership and agency that allows individuals to feel empowered in the process of meaning-making. The book acknowledges that, at times, meaning can feel elusive, especially in moments of crisis or loss. However, it encourages readers not to be disheartened by these periods of confusion. Rather than expecting a constant sense of meaning, it suggests that we should embrace the transient nature of meaning itself, understanding that our sense of purpose will ebb and flow over the course of our lives. In times of difficulty, the book advises that it is okay to feel lost, as this is often a prelude to new insights and discoveries. The text also draws from the psychological notion of self-actualization, the idea that we all have an inherent potential that can be realized over time. It encourages readers to reflect on their core values, strengths, and desires, suggesting that meaning emerges when we align our actions with these deeper aspects of our identity. The book implies that personal growth and the fulfillment of potential are crucial aspects of finding meaning, and that this is an ongoing process rather than a final destination. In the latter parts of the book, the School of Life offers practical insights on how to integrate the search for meaning into everyday life. It encourages readers to start small, by cultivating meaningful habits such as deepening relationships, reflecting on personal goals, and engaging in work that feels connected to personal values. The book stresses that it is the daily, small acts of intentional living that gradually build towards a life of meaning, rather than waiting for a grand, transformative moment. Ultimately, the meaning of life posits that meaning is not something we are passively given but something we actively create through our actions, relationships, and reflections. The search for meaning is a deeply personal journey that requires ongoing effort, introspection, and courage. It is not an abstract or distant goal but something we can engage with right now, through how we live, how we relate to others, and how we navigate the complexities of life. By embracing the idea that meaning is fluid and evolving, we open ourselves to the possibility of living a richer, more fulfilled existence, one that is shaped by our own unique choices and perspectives.